dicey game to play.
Here's the thing.
Really is,
you cannot, and this is very interesting that you brought this point up. I find it very interesting how women don't want consequences for poor decisions. If you sexualize yourself as a woman, 9 out of 10 times, every man you deal with is going to sexualize you as well in reciprocation. A man cannot sexualize you or how do I say this? Objectify you unless you objectify yourself first.
Correct.
That's the reality. So
correct.
You're saying society, you know, does these things and constricts women's sexuality, whatever. What if it's to protect them? And the reason why it's to protect them is to keep men from giving them the evil eye and objectifying them and looking them at nothing more than a sexual object. What if it's to promote modesty? What if it's to keep that woman's value high to a degree where people don't disrespect her?
If men cared, they wouldn't own porn companies.
There's a reason. Well,
they wouldn't be pimps.
Okay, but yes, there's.
It's the truth. Men are just as bad with this.
Men are just as bad as what?
Like as promoting this whole entire stereotype in women that it's okay for you to do, but not for my daughter to do. But someone else can do it, and I can make money off her, or I could own a porn company, or I could own all these things. Then we should just do away with it for everybody. Then.
Okay, I mean that's the way the world operates. There's drug dealers, there's people involved in all that stuff. But I mean, if I'm a drug dealer, like, and I get arrested, am I going to get mad porn? At the fact? No.
Never.
But, no, I make my own. I make my own if I'm going to do it.
I'm just asking.
But
like I asked your number for a woman.
That's kind of deflecting the question. The point I'm trying to say is that if you're going to make certain decisions, right? Fast money typically comes with slow problems. To be prepared for people to not respect you. There's a reason why when you go to a job interview, you dress a certain way. Why? So that you can get the job. You're putting your best foot forward. You're coming in a resume, coming in a suit, you're well trained on the job, etc. So I'm not telling you that you can't do pornography, but it is ridiculous to me how girls think that I should be accepted no matter how I behave. If I put a certain light out there, you got to accept it. What if I decided I want to eat Cheetos all day, be fat, drink Mountain Dew,
smoke weed,
play video games, and I deserve a bad bitch. I deserve a baddie. She's becoming, sucking my dick on command. No, you guys look at me like I'm delusional and I'm stupid, which as rightfully so, I am. I do not qualify for this caliber of woman because I haven't put myself up to a certain situation. However, I find it hilarious that women think that the world owes them understanding. And you don't understand, I had bills to pay, or it was tough, or I had to do this, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying you can't do that. You can do it. But you need to understand that there are consequences to your actions. And women are allergic to the word accountability. You're saying be sexually free, whatever it may be. That's cool. You can be sexually free. But don't sit there and expect people to respect you. They're not going to.
Okay. So again,
matter of fact, hold on, real fast. Your own actions in life have proven that you didn't want to go that route. Why did you go to Cornell? Why did you get an education? Why did you, strive to go to an Ivy League school?
If society respected women, they would pay nurses more, so I didn't have to actually go into this.
Okay, well,
let's just be honest.
Yeah, okay, well, you could have, tried to get a promotion, become a doctor, do something else.
So what I was a nurse. I took care of dying children, but I make more money being a porn star on the internet. Let's just call a spade a spade. Yeah, because society doesn't give a fuck. They care about respecting women like nurses, people that do this, teachers. They don't pay them the same as a porn star can make. So let's change that.
Well, if you're willing, well, that's a personal decision that you made where you're willing to compromise.
I went that
route.
I went that
for
route.
Money, which is fine.
I needed the money. I couldn't support myself.
On a nurse's salary? Nurses make 6 figures.
I live in New York City. I made after taxes in New York City about $100,000 a year.
That is in the top 15% of earners.
I was never going to be rich.
Okay.
On a nurse salary.
So
that's facts.
So basically you decided,
I said, yeah,
I want to be rich. I
don't want to be stressed.
I will compromise
every single month.
Respect,
live paycheck to paycheck.
From people, because let's be honest, no one respects porn stars. I will compromise my respect for more money, and that's fine. That's a decision you made.
It's a decision I made. I stand by it.
Okay, but you can't get mad at society for not accepting it.
I disagree with your comment that no one respects porn stars.
No one does, dude. No one does. Even women in themselves.
I'm not saying I wanted to be a porn star. I didn't wake up and say, I'm going to go to college and be a porn star.
Talk shit about each other. What's the first insult a girl says? You're a fucking slut. Yeah. You're a hoe. She's the first thing that women do when they insult each other is they attack their sexual past. Women will sit there and say they're empowered, but that's the first attacking point is you're a hoe, blah, blah, blah. So let's be honest here, man. Like, it's not a profession that's respected, and it's going to disqualify you from a lot of men in a long-term relationship. So you can be sexually free, but you gotta understand that freedom comes at a cost.
No one is saying that they don't understand that. No one
it just
at all
comes down to money at the end of the day.
No one at all says that they don't understand the consequences of their actions. But I think that where I'm getting hung up on is you are generalizing so much. You say women.
The world operates in generalities.
Okay.
We have
Okay,
to.
fine.
All right.
women-
Sorry.
women
To
this-
interrupt. This girl's leaving. She's emotional. Miss Haram.
Oh,
So get her out.
All right, just make it quick then. We don't got to make it a whole,
okay.
thing. Just let her get her stuff, and y'all could escort her out.
Haram!
And take her Instagram off the thing too.
Shorty's crying.
Probably.
But
And here's the thing: that's
I feel
sexual
like
empowerment
this-
for you.
Yep.
When you can't speak about what you do openly, and you feel a certain way, it goes back to the biology, man. Women know deep down that this is not acceptable for me to be doing this shit. Like they know it deep down. That's why, like, there's a reason why when a guy asks a girl, "What's your body count?" Whatever, they hesitate. They don't want to say it. There's a reason why when girls say, "I do OnlyFans" or whatever it may be, they're kind of hesitant to say it. Right? Some girls might say it out loud, but deep down, if you meet a man of your dreams, you ain't gonna tell him that shit.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to just
Go ahead.
for sensitivity stop
Sure.
you right there. Have you ever? Are you from a Muslim country? Are you Muslim?
Yes.
You are Muslim.
Mhm. Mhm.
You are practicing Muslim.
I'm a crappy Muslim. I will
Haram.
acknowledge that. I
no,
wrote myself.
Are you a practicing Muslim?
Haram!
Well, I could do better.
Haram!
Okay, so but then you should understand
Mhm.
the amount of pressure and the amount of stigma that comes behind just a woman even showing her hair and the majority of her face and her ankles and her body in certain countries. Did you
I don't
hear
have
that
to be
she's from
Muslim to know that
Saudi
every
Arabia?
religion has practiced
Okay.
female modesty.
But this is not religion. This is country. This is culture. This is everything that she's, grown up with.
So what are the
and
chances that
dealt
every
with.
culture on the face of the planet practices female modesty? There's a reason for that. Think about that for a second. Think about it. Chinese, all the way to Native Americans, to the Islamic world, Christians, etc. They all practice modesty with women, right? But they never met each other, right? Until colonization is everything else like that. But they all practice female modesty. Why? Because they understood that you got to protect a woman's value. It's a woman's job to preserve a value. It's a man's job to create his value.
Okay.
I'm not telling you you can't do what you want. But for you to sit there and say, "Yo, we should be accepted no matter what," that's a ridiculous concept. You're not. So you
Sure,
cannot be
but-
accepted no matter what.
But you can also respect the fact that it's a little triggering for someone such as yourself.
Triggering like what? I'm just telling the
As
truth.
in, correct, but it's a little triggering for someone such as herself to be put in this position to be able to freely speak about all of these things that again her family, friends, people that she's grown up with, her entire culture has practically disowned her because of just the fact that she doesn't want to wear a hijab.
But here's my thing.
That's
Can I
reality,
say
though.
something?
It is reality.
That's reality. We're not, here's the difference. This is why this podcast is popular. We tell women to their face what men really think and how we view things. Men care about a woman's past. It is what it is. If you have certain types of traits or professions, or you come from a certain background, it's going to disqualify you from a percentage of men.
Mhm.
The thing is that we have an issue of male standards, but we don't have an issue of female standards. No one bats an eye when a girl says, "I want a rich man," a guy that's tall, confident, ambitious. But when a guy says, "I don't want a girl that's a porn star," or a girl that has a promiscuous past or whatever,
It's a problem.
it's an issue.
I disagree. I think that's reasonable.
You're literally arguing right now for the contrary.
You just said
No,
I
but,
disagree.
no,
I think
I'm
that's
not.
reasonable.
No, I think it's reasonable for each and every individual to have their own particular standards. That's
100%. But then you have to be okay with the backlash that comes from it. Because a lot of people are like, I'm super secure. This is what I do and fuck everything else. And then this happens and she has to leave. That means she's not completely accepting of what she's doing.
Well,
Exactly.
we also don't know
Psychologically.
we also don't know. We're also supposing why she's emotional. I have to
No,
say,
100%. And I understand why she would be like that.
what's
But what
going on
I'm
with her.
saying is,
She could have got a text that her dog died. We don't know why she's
She doesn't have a phone with her. So nice try.
There you go.
The reality is she knows that objectifying herself on the internet for money, clicks, and attention is not the natural state of order of things. Women typically don't want to do that. Okay? She's doing it. What?
She doesn't.
You got, yes, she does OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
You
You don't even know, bro. What the
let's move on. Let's move on.
We have 9
You're
people
making
here.
an argument for something you're not even aware of.
Yo, somebody save grandma, man.
Oh my God. Well, that goes to show, like, women will protect each other even if they don't know the facts, bro.
Jeez,
We're
man.
telling y'all the truth, man. You can do what you want, but you can't get mad at the consequences.
Okay, so you're